Good morning. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome in. Hopefully, you guys are having a good day. We've got a pretty big baseball slate tonight. We've got obviously golf this weekend this week as well. We're gonna talk golf tomorrow before Steve comes on. So we'll do golf preview tomorrow. Tonight we've got baseball. Obviously, we got confirmation yesterday that Tyrese Halliburton did tear his Achilles, which is unfortunate. I made that video and kind of goes along with what we were talking about on stream yesterday too. Just the East is going to be so open next year. Not that it wasn't already, but if you kind of think back to like once LeBron entered the league, it was kind of always the threat of that. And then, he leaves in 2018 or whatever it was when he went to the Lakers, 2019. So he goes out west, and then it was like you had that 1 year of the Raptors with Kawhi, and then the Celtics with Tatum and Brown, and these guys had been ascending. So then they were kind of the threat, right? And now they're not going to have Tatum next year. They won a title 2 years ago. The Pacers aren't going to have Halliburton. They went to the finals this year. So it was already open, and then we're taking out the two teams that most recently went to the finals from the Eastern Conference. So I don't know, man. The Knicks, Cavs, Magic, Pistons. Like, I don't want to completely discredit the Pacers and the Celtics, but assuming they don't have Tatum for the full year, assuming they don't have Halliburton for the full year, I just don't see how those teams, make it to the finals. So I'm not saying they're not going to make the playoffs, but I don't see how they could get to the finals without their best players. So someone from the Knicks, Cavs, Magic, Pistons, one of these teams needs to ascend. And I've said this for a while, like the Cavs need to make a move. They don't seem like they're planning on making a move, but they need to make a move. The Cavs are the betting favorite to win the East next year, and then you have the Knicks right there. Yeah, and like I said, I told you guys yesterday, I like the Magic. I like the Pistons a little bit, to be honest with you. 15-1 to win the East is interesting. But Magic, especially when we look at just the overall title picture, like Magic would be of interest to me, most certainly. We also have NBA draft tomorrow. So we'll talk about that a little bit. Like I said, my first NFL divisional preview is out on the website. I will do an updated NBA mock draft, though, later, probably tonight or tomorrow morning, but that will be coming out, and we could talk about that on stream tomorrow, too. Edgecombe minus 280 to go third. Knipple is plus 105 to go fourth. Let me see this here. I mean, we know the Maverick, like we pretty much know Flag and Harper are going 1-2. I got like so much hate when you guys remember my first mock draft? I had Knipple going third, and people were like, "You're stupid." Like people were like, "He's not going that high," and now he's the betting favorite to go fourth. So I don't really know, what these people were talking about. Clearly, let's see, Trey Johnson at 5. I mean, look, I love Knipple. I mocked him number 3. I think he's going to be a very good NBA player. If I were I would have a hard time taking Knipple over Trey Johnson. I'm just going to be honest with you. And I love Knipple. Number 7, 8. We might bet some of these tomorrow, to be honest. I think this would be fun. But I'll update my mock draft. Guru, you said Celtics made a great move. 100%. I don't really understand what the Blazers are doing. Like, I don't understand how Brad Stevens does this all the time. Like, why do people just give him more assets? Like, what? Drew Holiday is like 35. He's on a terrible contract. Why are you giving up picks along with Anthony Simons who you'd rather have him than Drew, to be honest. Like, yeah, like Drew fits a mold of being a great defensive player on what could be a competing team, but the Celtics are not going to really be competing next year without Jason Tatum. And then if you factor in, he'd be 36 going into that next year. So why would you give them a better player and picks for that on a terrible deal? I didn't understand this whatsoever. The Blazers have guys that they probably need to pay coming up, and they're taking on this terrible deal. Didn't understand that. I thought that was a great trade for the Celtics, but that's what Brad Stevens does. I mean, if I were an NBA team, the Celtics would not be on the front of teams I'd be willing to try and trade with, because you're just going to get got by Brad Stevens. I don't know. I didn't understand that deal for the Blazers. I thought that was a good deal for the Celtics. I completely agree. Looking at baseball tonight, I did take some bets. So I went 1-1 in baseball yesterday. Yesterday, I took Texas money line, which was a loser, and I took the Arizona White Sox over 9, and that won. So I went 1-1 yesterday. I do have some plays I like tonight, which we could talk about. Gafford, $20 million a year when they already have a crowded front court with Davis flagged. Yeah. I don't know. I think he's worth that. I don't think he's not worth that, but I understand kind of with him and AD and Cooper flag coming in and stuff. I don't know. I wish that we could reunite Gafford with Luka. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I don't really think that was ever a possibility, but I personally wish that they were on the same team. I'm going to be curious to see what the Lakers do in terms of a center, because I thought Steven Adams was like the perfect fit for them, and then he re-signed with Houston. So I don't really know where the Lakers go for a center. Obviously, they're going to get somebody. I just don't know who. I really thought Steven Adams would have been a great fit for the Lakers. I'm also going to be curious to see if Kyrie opts in or not to his contract there. I don't remember when the deadline is for these guys to opt in or not, but I'm pretty sure it's coming up. Miles Turner, yeah, I feel like that's probably the most likely candidate right now. I don't know what they'd have to pay to get him, though. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. Turner's definitely at the top of the list, though, as it currently stands, especially with like Adams off the board. Looking at baseball tonight, I like Texas again. I know I bet them yesterday and they lost, but I'm going right back to the well. I like Texas again tonight. It's also Chase Burns night. So if you guys don't know, Chase Burns is making his major league debut tonight for the Reds. He was the number 2 overall pick in last year's MLB draft. He is if you haven't seen him, I would really recommend watching him tonight. He is unbelievable. Going to be so good, so fun to watch. If you look at just his minor league stats from this year, well, if we look at just this year's stats, he has a 1.77 ERA. He's pitched in single, double, and triple A this year. He's 7-3 with a 1.77 ERA, 66 innings pitched, and 89 strikeouts. He has a big time fastball over 100. He'll sit 100 no issue. Really, really good slider. He's just really fun to watch. Just absolutely disgusting. So I'm excited to watch him tonight. A big debut for him against the New York Yankees. And I'm actually going to take the Reds first 5 because of it. I don't care. I'm going to buy into the hype a little bit and back Chase Burns. So I like Texas. I like Chase Burns. I like Houston as well, but I don't really know how I'm going to play it. They're minus 154. There's a couple other spots I like too, but just off the top of my head, I'm definitely I'm going to bet Chase Burns tonight. I don't care if everyone's doing it. I haven't really seen, but I would assume most people want to bet on him. But but I really don't care. I'm just going to do it. And we can have some fun, watching it, because I would highly recommend tuning in if you haven't seen him pitch. Or go watch some of his college highlights when he was at Wake Forest. Just really just unbelievable stuff. I'm kind of like interested in these draft props. I mean, if Trey Johnson's there at 5, look, I know how do the Jazz not take Trey Johnson if he's there at 5? I don't understand this. But they also have new people running the team. They have Danny Ainge's son is running the Jazz now, so I guess I could see them swinging for the fences and taking Ace Bailey, but I mean, dude, I'm gonna be honest. If you take Ace Bailey over Trey Johnson, you got some serious issues. I'm pretty dead set on Trey Johnson is gonna be very, very good. I think Fears is gonna be good too. I think both of those guys are gonna be very, very good. But I would take Trey Johnson before Fears, even though I like them both. I don't know. Malawak at 9. I think 9, 10 is. Yeah, I feel like the Raptors would take Malawak, to be honest. That probably seems pretty good to me. 10, I have no idea. I need to I'm gonna research this tonight. We need to hit some of these draft props tomorrow. Just for some fun. I don't know. I'll look at it tonight. And when I update my mock draft, and then we'll talk about it tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll talk golf, and then NBA draft, and then Steve will come on and we'll kind of dive into some SportWise stuff. Like I said at the top of the stream, if you joined late, first divisional preview for the 2025 NFL season. First piece of 2025 NFL content is up. I'm not going to count the draft because that's kind of this is actually for the regular season. So you can go read that on the website, rollinginsights.com. There will be more coming out soon. We'll have all 8 of those up by the weekend. And then hopefully my first run of rankings as well. Those will get updated pretty regularly, but we'll at least get a baseline out for you guys as well. But overall, super quick stream today, but we're going to have a long stream tomorrow, and I'm pretty busy at the moment. I'm going to go work on these divisional previews further. So apologies for the quick stream today, but tomorrow will be a long stream. Get your questions ready. And I'll have my golf picks and some NBA draft picks ready as well. So have a good day. Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, apologies for the quick stream, but tomorrow will be a long stream. Oh, also, no streams next week until probably 4th of July. We have the FSGA conference in Chicago, so I will be in Chicago from Sunday until Wednesday evening, I think. So probably no streams next week until 4th of July. I'll be back for the 4th, so we can do a 4th of July stream. We'll have baseball. You guys know I love 4th of July baseball, so we'll be back probably for 4th of July next week, but there'll be no no streams up until that just because I'm going to be in Chicago. So thank you guys for tuning in. Tomorrow, 11 a.m. I'll see you guys there. Good luck tonight, and have a great day.